pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The prayer today is praising Jesus. He is my Redeemer, my Lord, my Savior, my Provider, the one who fights for me, the one who intercedes for me, the one who died to give us life. Amen. Amy?
Good morning, Commissioners. Here's our sign-up sheet. We only have one, but it's not for anything on the agenda. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone have anything they'd like to make a comment on regarding on the agenda, an item on the agenda? Okay.
Okay, item number 2, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of February 10th, 2026.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
I second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes. Financials?
Morning, Adrian.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include an appropriations transfer from the Commissioner's miscellaneous operating transfers out account to the Planning Commission to help cover expenses related to updating the farmland preservation plan using the land use reimbursement grant signed in session on June 23rd. There's also a cash transfer from the general fund to the sheriff for the local match on the Violence Against Women Act grant number 2025-WF-VA5-46168. Among the encumbrances is a formal contract encumbrance from the Commissioners at the direction of the Prosecutor's Office to JLL Valuation and Advisory Services, LLC, to perform a commercial real estate valuation of the Portage Geauga Detention Center. There's also travel encumbrances from the Common Pleas Court to attend the Ohio Supreme Court Judicial College Court Workforce Management Program, from the Engineer's Office to attend the County Engineers Association Bridge Conference, from Job and Family Services to attend the Ohio Job and Family Services Directors Association Fiscal Symposium, and from the Planning Commission to attend the Ohio GIS Conference, all of which are being held in Columbus, Ohio. Among the vouchers is $440,766.91 from the Commissioners to APG Office Furnishings Incorporated for a partial payment for the furniture in the new courthouse expansion, and $26,323.81 from maintenance to Harrington Electric Company to fix and/or replace parking lot lighting fixtures at the County Safety Center.
I'll move to approve the financials.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay, and then the next item on the agenda is the monthly statements of county finances filed by the Auditor's Office and the Treasurer's Office. If we can do both maybe at the same time if you'd like?
Yep.
Okay. So the Auditor's Office and the Treasurer's Office is requesting the Board accept, execute, and file the monthly statement of county finances filed by the County Auditor and the County Treasurer for the months of February and March 2026 pursuant to ORC 319.35.
Adrian, why does this take a bit for these to get to us for approval since, I mean,
These have been here for a little bit. I got the February one a little while back, and then I just recently got the March one. I think that there were a couple of issues that the auditor and the treasurer were working through on the reports. I think there was either a missing number or something that needed to be changed, so.
got it. I'll move to approve 4 and 5.
Okay, second the motion. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And then number 6 on the agenda is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution number 26-109, adopting the 2027 annual tax budget in accordance with ORC 5705.28 and 5705.29.
I'll move to approve the tax budget.
I second the motion. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When you have time.
Good morning.
Morning.
Shane Hajar with the Engineers Office, here to present a few items today. Item number 7, the County Engineers Office is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1 and final, decreasing the contract with Geauga Highway Company for the asphalt resurfacing of Gingrich Road, County Highway 34, Section A in Burton Township in the amount of $28,395.57.
I feel like you should put more emphasis on
I
decreasing.
was trying not to overemphasize
Yeah.
it, just.
All right. I think that's a good win. All right, I'll make a motion to approve number 7.
I second the motion with a question. What didn't they do?
When we design our projects, we build in a little bit of contingency to allow for, these projects are flexible, it's not an exact measurement. So we have enough in there to cover should a situation arise. And the project went rather smoothly, was finished on time, and they were able to save about, $28,000.
Thank you. I'll call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 8, the Engineers Office is requesting the board approve and execute the unit price contract with Roniak Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Bass Lake Road, County Highway 23, Sections F and G in Munson Township in the amount of $719,500.
I move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. Similarly, number 9, the Engineers Office is requesting the board approve and execute unit price contract with Grade Line Incorporated for the replacement of the Bascom Road Bridge structure BR 69-B-01.01 in Hamden Township in the amount of $246,071.70.
I move to approve.
Second the motion. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And finally, the Engineers Office is item number 10, is requesting the board approve and authorize James W. Dvorak, Board Member and Chief Executive Officer, to execute the Ohio Public Works Commission Appendix E, disbursement request form and certification number 1 in order to release funds from the state portion of the OPWC grant for Riverview Drive Bridge replacement in Bainbridge Township in the amount of $200,000.
I move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much.
And thanks to your office for getting the Levi Lane signs up so fast. That was very efficient, and I know it meant a lot to me, meant a lot to the family, and I think meant a lot to the county in general.
I will let those involved know. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Cindy Wellman, the victim advocate with the Geauga County Prosecutor's Office. I'm here asking for board approval to submit my grant that funds part of the program. This is for victim advocacy for all felony level crimes in Geauga County, and as well as victim advocacy for all of the Geauga County juvenile court crimes. So I apply in June or July, then the Ohio Attorney General takes the summer, processes all the requests, and then I find out in October, sometimes November. But the grant period is supposed to be October 1st. We're supposed to know by October 1st. We don't always, but whether or not we got the grant.
Cindy, could you just talk a little bit about what it means to be a victim advocate for someone that's not familiar?
Sure. So Ohio has what's called Marcy's Law, and Marcy's Law are the victims' rights by the Ohio Constitution. So they have a right to, know about arrests of any offender and, in a crime that they're involved with. Any of the court appearances, they're supposed to know when they're going to be in court. They have the option to attend, and I would attend with them so that, to navigate the court system isn't always a friendly thing to do. They have a right to meet with a prosecutor that handles their case, and I arrange that with the prosecutor schedules. And they have a right after adjudication of the case to know what happened, to be at that adjudication hearing, to give a victim impact statement, to ask for a restitution be ordered if they had a financial loss as part of the crime. And then even after the sentencing, parole hearings, any sort of probation violations, they have a right to be notified of that. So it's a process from when you first get involved to, we want to stick with you to the end and keep you informed along the way so you're not in the dark.
All right, thanks for that explanation.
Sure.
I'll move to approve item number 11.
Second the motion. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeVore?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Nick Goris, Water Resources. I think we have to remove item 12 from the agenda as it requires Commissioner Spitaleri to authorize that payment. So just asking that we remove that item.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll table it.
Table it. We'll table that item.
Do you want a motion? Table?
You can, we can just table it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, item 13, is the Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve the schedule of water and sewer user rate increases to be effective with the October 1st, 2026 billing cycle. That will include incremental user rate increases for the 5-year period of 2026 through 2030. Just a little background, about a year and a half ago, we came to you requesting permission to hire a third-party consultant to perform a rate analysis of the department based on information provided by the department. They did complete that report. We received it in October of 2025. We took that report into account, re-reviewed, because it came in a little bit higher than, information that we would like to do for our users. We sat down with the commissioners in April with a work session, special session, talked about the rates, and presented where we were at that point in time. Commissioner Brackey, you asked if I could lighten the load on the first hit and kind of balance it out. We took the last 2.5 months to really dig into it, review it, see what we can sharpen our pencils. And what we've presented to you is, I think, our best foot forward on what we need to do with the rates. From a standpoint on the water side, we had some goals that we were looking for. We currently have 2 rate structures for our 4 water systems. Our goal is to get that down to a single rate across the board, and our goal is, with what we provided, we would achieve that in 2031. We are adjusting our usage per minimum for both systems down to 3,000 or up to 3,000 gallons per month usage minimum for the minimum rate. And then we also, one of the goals on the water side was to add a capital improvement fee, of which we don't have. We currently have one on the sewer side, but we don't have one on the water side. The intent would be for that to help cover the cost of meter replacements, so that the account holders aren't seeing it. We're not going, they buy the meter originally when they connect their house. Instead of us going to them and say, your meter's broken, we just want to roll that in and be able to include meter replacements, of which we're rolling about 50 a year right now as we're rolling them out and replacing them as that we're seeing them come to the end of their life cycle. So those were the goals. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, over that 52-month period, based on what you're seeing, I know it's 4 years, but it's actually 52 months if we incorporate it into the October billing cycle of October 1st of 2026 through the end of 2030, right? Those cycles, it comes out to about 52 months. On the water side, we're looking at about a 4.4% increase per year over that time. Note that the last increase in water rates was implemented in 2020. And at that point in time, the commissioners approved from the 2017 to the 2020 about a 6% increase in the rate. So we're actually a little bit lower than that at this point in time. Couple items to note. We, at the time, with what we've provided, we will be selling water at the rate of 1.5 cents per gallon. Put that in perspective, if you hire a hauler to bring you water for your pool, they're billing you about 7 cents on average a gallon. If you were to go to the store, we'll use a local big box and buy a 24 pack of 16.9 ounce bottles, you're paying about $1 a gallon. So when you put that into perspective, our 1.5 cents really isn't that crazy when it comes down to it from a cost to, pull from the water, pull from our water source and pump it to your house. So on the same side, from a sewer, we currently are running 48 service areas to our 27 wastewater treatment plants. We currently are running 6 base rate structures. I would love to be able to say the department can get down to 1, but that's not going to be possible. I just think with the differentials of lagoons to vac systems to lift stations to treating other communities or sending it to other communities, our rate structures just aren't possible. Village of Burton puts a 25% increase right on top of what we ship to them for our little Burton area. So it's really hard to come up with a flat rate fee. So my goal in 2030, by 2030, would be to reduce that down to 3 base rate structures. In addition, an increase to the existing capital improvement fee, looking to do some very similar to on the water side for the meter replacement for our vac systems. We don't really have any kind of replacement fees for that. So it's a piece for our 5 vac sewer systems. So we want to add in a $1.50 a month fee for that. And then some EPA compliance fees for the McFarland wastewater treatment plant to help with the costs associated with that improvement project. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, being 6 rate structures, some of them are paying a lot more than others. So we're not adjusting them all. So I can't just tell you it's going to be, hey, 4% for everybody. The range from 52 months is about a 1.5% increase for some of our service areas to an 8.5% per year increase for some of the others. Why 8.5%? Apparently, if you go back in our records, a few of our service areas were able to stay under the radar and didn't see some increases that were supposed to happen with surrounding areas. So those 8.5 are them getting caught back up with what everybody else is paying in the area. So on average, you're seeing about a 5% on the sewer side overall.
You mentioned Burton Village. Do you sell them water or do you do something with sewer?
So we have a service area on Clarendon Troy Road, basically from the village line to the school. There's about 13 houses in there. That's outside the village. So being outside the village, they put their village surcharge on it. So those are sewer customers only. So we provide we have the sewer infrastructure, then it goes to the village. Once it goes into the village, because they're residents who are outside of the village, they put a 25% surcharge on their bill. We don't, the water comes from the village, and I think they also put the surcharge on the water side too, but they bill them for the water.
Got it.
So.
Thank you.
We talked earlier about having a program for low-income seniors to have
Correct.
a break on their water and sewer. Can you talk about that status?
So regarding that, I have met with Adrian and we've looked at the possibilities. Where we're tracking on right now is the money that was granted by the commissioners out of the fund to fund the Merritt Road Extension Sewer Project. Based on the bids we received, we look to see that there's going to be a balance remaining that we would be able to credit back to the commissioners. The thought process here is that I might come to you with here's a proposal to do a commissioner-funded senior discount using as an incubator, right, to see where this comes in using some of those funds.
Okay.
So it is in the works, and it's just it's a matter of processing what the actual program would look like, how we would market it and get it out to all of our accounts. And the hopes would be, if we do this, would be something beginning of the year of 27.
Yeah, I mean, I just worry about, to the extent you're getting 8% increase and you're already a low-income senior, you don't have an ability to generate more income, making sure that those people have a relief valve.
Correct.
So, I mean, it would be good if we could roll out that program at the same time, I would think, as the
we could move that timeline up to, to get it in front of you before October, based on some assumptions on the construction. That construction project is scheduled to begin the end of July.
Okay.
So barring any unforeseens, I mean, there is still it did come in a really good price, so barring any unforeseens, we should still be okay.
Yeah.
For other reference, the water bill is gonna go up about $12 a year.
Okay.
So put that into, for a minimum
Gotcha,
user,
gotcha.
right? For a minimum user, somebody who uses the minimum 3,000 or less,
Yeah.
they're gonna see over each year $1 a year, so $12, and then next year $12. So you're gonna see that increase about $1,
Okay.
you know,
What
on the
about
water.
the sewer
On
side?
the
then?
sewer side, it's gonna vary, somewhere between $2 a month up to $8 a month, right? From that, over the years, over the 5 years.
So,
And again, it's hard, depending on which service area you're looking at. Basically, depending on which service area you're looking at, you're gonna see, some might see more. And again, the 1.6%, those are the folks that are already paying $85 a month for sewer. Right, they're not gonna see as much, and those are our very remote systems that are already probably underpaying for their service.
yeah.
Our numbers are below Northeast Regional Sewer District, which is a bigger system, so I think we're where we need to be. If we don't, and again, sewer last increase, global increase was in 2023. What I mean by that, when the Auburn Corners upgrade was done and we tied in Troy Industrial and Troy Oaks service areas, they were brought into match up with that rate structure because they were on their own system,
Yeah, so it's been a while since either side saw it.
all the way across the board, so.
Okay, very good. And I guess with this, we don't have to do a public hearing.
We're not required to do a public hearing by same similarities as the building department was.
Okay. And then how are we notifying residents? I mean, other than, media, this meeting and so forth.
Notification will go out. The reason we're pushing it to October is so we can get it out on a billing cycle, so it'll show up on their bills. It'll be posted to our website. And then I'll reach out with our new intern and see if we can get it posted on the commissioner's website from a standpoint of, not that you want that, but again, we'll put it
I was
on.
like, maybe we don't do that.
Maybe you don't, but it's gonna come out.
You can
and
take credit for
I'll
that.
take all the hit. We actually had a conversation with my team who answers phones and all that this morning, basically saying the phone calls are gonna come in and here's how we are gonna address it, so.
Very good. And what sort of resources are available? I mean, for seniors and other folks that can't pay their bills?
So currently, we've just got done with one cycle of Title 20 funds through JFS that we ran with the assistance and help of the Department of Aging. When we received the first round of that, the last cycle, Jessica was very instrumental in helping me and her team. They do the sorting through the applicants and send us the ones that qualify. So the Title 20 funds is what's out there right now. Other than that, because we are an enterprise, and we're funded by the users and not by, it's hard to come up with sources of grant funds or, and because we're Geauga County, portions we can gain certain funds. We're searching, conversations were had at my summer sanitary engineers conference. We're all seeing it. The cost of electricity, the cost of fuel, the cost of chemicals, everything that we're seeing, cost of pumps. One of my pumps, I think if you saw through the file, it was like $25,000 just for a pump for a lift station. And that's just one of two. So if one of them goes down, so the cost of everything that we're seeing is just going through the roof. So in order for us to just stay, afloat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard because our residents are feeling that push too.
Correct. I agree. It's where if we took what the consultant gave us, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now. I'd be drug out the door. And that's why we had to tighten the pencil, which basically says we pushed out some of our capital improvement projects, some of our maintenance projects. We just have to do more maintenance and less replacement and less upgrades because.
Yeah, that's a theme throughout the county right now. Yeah, making
Yeah.
sure we're doing regular maintenance and not just let things deteriorate to the point that they need to be replaced.
Right, user rates, debt reduction, operations and maintenance, and capital improvement. That's where the basis is, so.
All right, I'll move to approve number 13.
Second the motion. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good work on this, I know it's,
It's not easy.
no, that's a lot of
It's
work.
not the
to-
joyous part of the job.
Yeah,
so.
right. No one gets excited about going through rates and
No.
tweaking numbers and figuring out what's fair. So I know that's kind of thankless work for you and your team.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Please. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yep, I got it. Sorry.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
I'm Kathy Hostetler. I work for the Commissioner's Office. This is Mara McLean from Sedgwick TPA, third-party administrator, and she is our account executive. And she's here today to talk about our group retrospective rating program. We'd love to have this approved today so we can send it on. It's a successful program, and you're going to get into more of the details, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for your time today. Again, Mara McLean, Sedgwick, TPA Account Executive. Just to hop right into Group Retro, this top sheet that Kathy handed out is what I give Kathy every May, in the month of May. I put this nice summary together for Geauga County. And on this sheet, the first section at the top goes into your EMR history for about the past 7 years. EMR stands for Experience Modification Rate. It's a very, very important number. It represents how much more of the Bureau Workers' Comp base rates you're going to pay, or how much less of the Bureau's base rates you're going to pay. In MARA language, when it's above 1.00, that's bad news. That means you're penalty rated. When it's below 1.00, that's good. That means you're paying less than the Bureau's book rates or base rates. So you can see, all the way back to 21, for example, you were at a 1.24. You were 24% penalty rated. You were paying 124% of the Bureau's base rates. This year, for 26, you'll see you're at a 0.67. That's fantastic. You're only paying 67% of the Bureau's base rates. And you'll see for 2027, which starts January 1st of 27, we're projecting you to be at about a 0.68 EMR, which is phenomenal. And that EMR number is all about Geauga County. It is a comparison of the claims that Geauga County had for the oldest 4 of the past 6 rating years compared to your budget, what you were budgeted or expected to have in claims for that 4-year period. So in MARA language, if you come in under budget, if you had fewer claims than what the Bureau expected you to have, you'll be at a credit rate. Your EMR will be below 1.00. So that's all about Geauga County. So with Group Retro, the next section towards the bottom with all those numbers going all the way back to 2010, it summarizes your Group Retro refunds that you've gotten, your premium history, and then the payroll that you reported to the Bureau of Workers' Comp. Group Retro is a program, it's a performance-based program with you and about 59 other counties here in the state of Ohio. It's a performance-based program that's all about the claims incurred by the group for that, just that one rate year. Let's say, for example, 2027 rate year. It's all about the claims incurred for that rate year versus the premiums paid to the Bureau for 2027 by all those counties. And the goal is for you all to pay the Bureau all this premium, and of course to keep your claims down so the Bureau doesn't use all that money, so that you then get rebates back. The Bureau isn't going to use that money, you get rebates back. That's the goal of Group Retro rebates. Yes, there is a risk with Group Retro if the opposite happens, if everybody in the group has a ton of claims and you all didn't pay enough premium to the Bureau to cover those claims, then yes, you may have to pay an assessment. But the good news is the assessment's capped at 5%, which is phenomenal. It actually used to be higher. It's come down over the years.
And that's never happened yet.
I'm sorry?
That's never happened yet.
Correct.
Right.
It has never happened. Correct. So group retro, being performance-based, what the Bureau does is, it's all about the claims in 2027. And the Bureau then, 2, 3, and 4 years down the road, evaluates. They go back to the 27 rate year, and they look at the claims incurred, and they look at the premium paid, and at 3 different snapshots down the road, that's when they figure out, okay, should we give everybody a rebate back, or should we do a assessment, heaven forbid? For example, just in April, a couple of months ago, you folks got back $50,000 in group retro rebates. You got a chunk from the 2022 rate year, you got about $4,200. Then you got $6,400 group retro rebate from 23, and then you got about $39,000 from the 24 rate year group retro program. So it's really neat how it happens then, those rebates start to stack over a 3-year period. So I like to call it a program where it's a 1-year deal where you feel the fruits of your labors 2, 3, and 4 years down the road. It's a phenomenal program. So when you look at these numbers then, you can see, for example, the 2024 rate year, 4th up from the bottom, you've only just received one of those rebates. You just got the $39,000 so far on the 24 rate year. Our target is for you to get back about $65,000. Though the remainder of those monies will come back in 2020, let me stop and think, 24, 26, 27, and 28. So yeah, two more snapshots, 2 more evaluations to come back. So the 22 rate year is complete. There will be no more rebates from the 22 rate year. And with 27 group retro, those rebates will come back in 29, 2030, and 2031. So over the past 17 years, you've gotten back well over, and you'll see there at the bottom, $1.6 million in group retro rebates. And over the past 17 years, Kathy and I calculated it, the group retro return has averaged about 27%, which is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It really is.
And I think it's important to understand, too, that we're in this group retrospective rating program with 59 other people, counties, but our premium, if the people, how can I say this? The rebates are, that's what we're getting from this program.
Right.
Our premium stays the same. It doesn't go up or down if other counties are not doing well. What's affected is the rebates themselves, how much we get. So if, I don't know, I want to say Lake, but they're not them.
they're not.
So if you look at this whole program, if we were on our own, we would be having that same premium, correct?
Yeah, you'd be, for 27, paying $258,000 right down at the bottom.
Right,
But not getting any group retro rebates.
right.
And the only thing would be safety council.
Right,
Because you're
exactly.
doing safety council and you're
Right.
doing group retro.
The Bureau offers 2 programs that offer refunds or rebates, and that is what we are in right now. Like she was saying, the worst that can happen is to be assessed, but we haven't experienced that at this point, since 2010. So what the program really is just exactly as you said, it's all about the refunds, getting them back. It makes sense to be in this program for that reason. The other one is our Safety Council refund, and that is 3%.
3%.
And that kind of fluctuates too. So as long as we are a part of Safety Council, which makes sense because prevention is what we want to be doing here, so that we keep our experience modifier as low as it is.
So can I ask a question? Why is our estimated refund this year negative?
So here we are in the 26 rate year. It's 6 months old. These claims from the 26 rate year, 1/1/26, 12/31/26, will be evaluated in 28, 29, and 30. The claims are still cooking. They're still developing. We don't have enough data yet. Don't let the minus sign scare you. Don't let the thought of a possible assessment scare you, because it's still too soon. We're only 6 months into the rating year. So my projection is that by the time the Bureau does their first snapshot, their first evaluation, it will be positive. There will be a rebate coming.
But this is based on, so the first 6 months of 2026, based on the performance of the group as a whole,
correct.
we are looking at an assessment, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But every quarter, we update these numbers, and every quarter, injured workers, whether you're yours or one of the other 59 counties, they get back to work, their doctor bills get paid, no more lost time, the claims costs start to improve.
Yeah,
So,
or more
yeah.
people get injured, I mean, I guess that would be the.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
Yeah.
And that would be reflected then down the road in an assessment. So that's the risk of group retro, but don't let that scare you because it's done so well over the past 17 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, right now, it looks like our county is doing well, but if the pool isn't doing well, then we could be charged an assessment, correct?
You could be charged an assessment, correct, yes. But that's why the Bureau, it's funny how it works because 2027 is not going to be looked at. Those claims aren't going to be looked at until 29. So the Bureau figures 2 years should be, the folks should get back to work, the lost time claims should get resolved, all the bills should get paid. That's why they let those claims develop for 2 years
Okay, so
before they do their first.
when will we know whether we have a refund or an assessment for 26?
Well, I can give Kathy quarterly updates, you know, as far as how 26 is doing. That's not a problem.
But, I mean, but the year as a whole, so when will we know that?
That would be then, we would have 12/31 data the end of March of 27, so mid-April of 27, to give you a good idea. But even then, still, injured workers are getting back to work and things are getting resolved. So really what matters is the snapshot for 26 or 28 would be the end of, so 12/31 of 27, that's when they're actually going to take that picture. That's really the one that matters. That's when I can say, you're going to have an assessment or you're going to have a rebate.
Okay, when was that again?
12/31 of 27.
Okay. So the end of next year, we'll know.
Correct.
What our rebate
How
would
things are
be
doing for 26, yeah.
for this year.
And I'd be happy to provide that.
And so over time, how has Geauga County performed in comparison to the group as a whole?
That is really best reflected in your EMR, the experience mod rate here at the top.
Okay.
You can see even just back to 22, you were at a 1.05,
But
5%
isn't that how we're
better.
performing?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that how we're performing?
That's how you're performing,
Okay,
yes.
so my question is, how are we performing in comparison to the group as a whole?
It varies. I
It
mean,
varies.
Yes, because like we're doing really well now, but if you look back at 2021 and 22, we were doing really, really badly, and we were really glad to get money back.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got
We still
rebates.
got rebates back, even though we were paying almost 25% more in workers' comp
Right.
costs than what we should have been paying. I mean, we were over that 1%. So we were, like you say, over budget for
Yeah,
doing that.
for
So
claims.
it kind of, it shifts, you know, like, I mean, my favorite story is going to these workers' comp meetings and listening to Tony, and I'm like, yeah, look at our county, we're doing really good. And then the next year, I'm like, whoa, you know, we're really
Yeah.
doing badly. But it didn't affect the premium of any of the other counties,
Mm-hmm.
but it did affect, in some way, the amount of rebate we got back.
But it would impact our premium, right? I mean, it impacts our premium if we're not doing
Absolutely.
well according to the EMR.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look back in 2010, we were paying $688,000, almost $689,000, and now we're paying $258,000. I mean, that's
But isn't
phenomenal.
that also a difference in how this is being billed too, right? Because we used to get these larger refunds, and so now our premium is lower, but our refund
Right.
is lower too.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't seem like that's an apples to apples comparison. Wouldn't you agree that the way the premiums are calculated has changed over time
It
because
has.
of how the size of the rebate? Which, I mean, I think that's a better method, right? To pay closer to what it's going to be and then get a less of a refund. But to compare the 688 to the, $250,000 we're paying now, I don't think that's a fair comparison.
I'd have to honestly look at what your EMR was back in 2010.
Right.
Bear with me, I don't have it,
It
but
was really bad.
I'm sure it was way up there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was. I could find that out. But the premiums have always been calculated the same way. They take your EMR and they apply it to the base rate, and then that is your rate per $100 of payroll. It might be $1.50 or $2 or whatever per $100 of payroll. And that EMR, that's why that's so important, because it determines how much premium you're going to pay. The higher your EMR, the more premium you pay. And as you can see, the lower your EMR, the less premium you pay. And then those group retro rebates, the Bureau loves group retro because they get your money, and then you and everybody else in the group has to perform. You have to keep your claims down in order for you to get lots of money back in those group retro rebates. You might be referring to the Bureau's dividend credits back in 18 and 19. Actually, it was in 20. You actually got back millions of dollars. Back in 20, we called it the COVID rebates.
Billions back, yeah.
And yeah, you got back all your premium back in 18 and 19 because the Bureau was sitting on $12 billion in reserves. Totally different animal, totally different type of rebate, if you will, than group retro. So yes, the EMR is reflective of just Geauga County, and in group retro, it is all for one, one for all. You're grouped with other counties, and those rebates are based upon your claims and everybody else's claims as well, or the assessments.
Kathy, what would you explain, our EMR has gone down, you say that's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
How would you explain the reasoning for that? Are we just lucky, or are there programs in place that have caused that to happen?
Well, there's a couple of things. I think, a lot of what Mara was explaining, I have to say the Bureau has changed a lot of the ways that they have come up with calculating that EMR. But a lot of it is the county. I mean, we really do take this very seriously. We have transitional work programs that we develop. We have the chargeback program. That was huge. And I can't recall exactly what year, but I think it was right around when we were doing so badly. It's like we have to do something major to have everyone come on board about safety and managing claims. And the chargeback, it used to be that our premium was just based on payroll dollars alone. And the chargeback program is you take the premium dollars and you look at each department's experience level.
Claims, yeah.
And once you did that, then they would tie those together, and we send that off to Sedgwick, and Adrian helps out a lot with the chargeback program as well. And it's calculated, each department is then contributes to their share amount, their fair share based on claims and payroll dollars. And what happened when we did that was we used to do trainings, and we would have maybe 20 people. Once we did chargeback, we had much more interest by the departments for looking at their bottom line dollars and paying for workers' comp. And I think that it's just extended. I think that the department managers, directors, they do a phenomenal job in, keeping our premiums low. I mean, if a claim comes in, you need to process it immediately. You need to get it so it doesn't get to the 8th lost time claim. All of those things add to the reserve of the claim, and it adds to the whole total premium. So what's happened that's why I'm excited about this program, because we are doing so well just as a county, and then not only that, but we get extra refunds.
Rebates.
I don't know how else you can do that. If we were on our own, we sure wouldn't get those rebates, and we'd just be on our own, doing good. I mean, we're still doing well, but why would you turn down a $50,000 check or any of those refunds?
Yeah, unless it goes to an assessment, I guess.
But
right? Yeah.
even that, though, you're looking at separate years. So if one year you're not doing well and you're assessed, and this year you're doing really well, it just washes out.
Correct.
We've never written a check to the Bureau for being in group retro. So it's not like we just sit here stagnant and say, yeah, we're good, No, we monitor this program.
Constantly
We
monitor.
monitor what other programs are out there. There aren't a whole lot of them where you can.
Could you talk about it just really briefly, like what the other options are?
Okay, so there's group retro, there's individual retro, which is, that scares me to
Agreed.
even consider that, because in regular group retro or just regular workers' comp and just on our own, they're looking at 4 years of claims. Group retro, you hang on to those claims for 10 years, and we've had some really bad claims.
Individual retro, you hang on for 10 years.
I'm sorry, yeah, they hang on for 10 years. And that makes a huge difference because we have some claims now, we're like, pretty soon that's going to come off of our experience.
Yep.
You're waiting for that to happen. And sometimes they're accidents, they're bad accidents. It's really not anything that a department director did or what we did. It just is an accident, plain and simple. So there's individual, then there is just regular group
discount,
rating.
yeah, group rating.
Which would make no sense for us to.
Correct, because the best we could do is a 38% discount. You're already at a 32. Why would we put you into a program that can only save you 6%, where you can save a heck of a lot more in group retro?
And get money.
And then the fourth one is self-insurance.
Self-insurance, yeah, which we explored last year. And for this county, we are, the self-insured counties are definitely larger counties, and you have to be a certain size with the Bureau to have them even say you could do it. I did reach out last year, I think if you recall, and talked with Lake County, and they kind of just took our premium and how many people we had under our payroll dollars and said, yeah, you're doing good. So
Yeah.
that was their recommendation too. And yeah, the other thing with self-insurance too is, we get handicap reimbursements. So if we have a reserve on the claim, if our TPA looks at it and says, you know what, I'm looking at this history, this person, history of arthritis or diabetes. This has magnified this claim. This person should have been back to work in a lot shorter amount of time. And so they'll go after that, and we're allowed, they'll allow us a handicap reimbursement, they being the Bureau. And then that really diminishes the reserve on that claim. That's how we're saving money with partnering with our TPA and our MCO, which we're required to have our MCO, definitely. And so all of those things combined. Another thing that they do is if there's a claim that's going on for a long time, they're doing independent medical exams. We're not paying for that. So there's many benefits to the program that we're in. So I'm proud it's a successful program that we continue to monitor.
Mara, I think last year you ran some numbers about the different programs and what the calculations would look for those versus what we're in now with group retro. Is there any sort of data that you think has changed since those calculations that could sway our what would be more favorable for the county one way or another?
No, I would say the data is still the same, and group retro, in my professional opinion, is the way to go for Geauga County. It offers you the best savings, the best rebates, and ease of administration. Self-insurance, like Kathy had mentioned, you don't get any handicap reimbursements. You are your own little Bureau of Workers' Comp. You probably have to hire 2 more people in addition to Megan and Kathy. It is a lot. Individual retro, forget it. It's an archaic program. There's only like 30 entities in the entire state of Ohio that do individual retro. Group rating, no.
With the individual retro, would that just be people that maybe don't qualify for the group? Like, why would you go that route?
Yeah, I'm not an expert on individual retro, but from what I understand is the savings come from how well you manage your workers' comp program, because like Kathy had mentioned, those claims are with you for 10 years. Yeah. And the Bureau does give you an upfront discount on your premium. And then 10 years down the road, whatever claims have reserves, you got to pay all those reserves to the Bureau. So it's highly, a lot of administrative work in both SI and individual retro. And again, very archaic program as well with individual retro. For ease of administration and ease of savings, where we do all the work as your TPA, group retro is the way, for sure.
No, I've been pleased with this third-party administrator for 8 years now, so I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve item number 14.
I second the motion. Any more discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeVore.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
number 15. We have number 15 first. This is, came as, actually through the prosecutor's office to Amy and then down to me. This is a participation agreement as part of the opioid settlement program through the Ohio litigation. This is for the discount drug mart settlement. So this would be to approve the participation agreement for the drug mart. And this is, we would execute Exhibit B as part of that participation agreement.
It looks like we're getting $45,000 for that settlement.
I was looking to see.
So I'll move to approve item number 15.
I second the motion, and just a comment, this is the money that helps us pay for things that have anything to do with opioids or prevention or anything else, even the machine that the sheriff's going to be getting to check and see if people are on drugs or not, so they can get the right treatment and the right place to be after they leave the sheriff's office. So call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner Dvorak?
Yes.
The next one on the agenda is the certification request to the auditor to the commissioners for the quarterly use of county credit cards for Veterans Service Commission for their Geauga Credit Union Visa for all 4 quarters.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner Dvorak?
Yes.
Item 17, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute a letter to the Budget Commission and a memorandum to offices, departments, and agencies regarding legal expenses.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner Dvorak?
Yes.
There's 2 separate items here for that, for those letters.
So while you're signing, I'll talk about item 18. So EMA is going to provide a presentation today about their drone team. I was first exposed to the drone team in the field when the Autumn Ridge property came up and we needed to get some eyes on it. So I felt that kind of continuing in the same vein of exposing some of the capabilities that the different departments possess, both to just loop in you as a board and then also just for the broader public so that we can continue to talk more about what all the departments do. So I'll turn it over to Austin to do an introduction.
All right, well, good morning, Commissioners. Austin Rice at EMA. So I, a few months ago, did a presentation on what EMA does real briefly, and part of that presentation was a quick mention of some of the special teams that we work with and administer and help with. And the drones have got a lot of interest and question over the past few months. So we thought it would be appropriate to do a quick presentation on what the drone team does, some of the capabilities, and all the special teams have a designated team leader who takes care of training and on-scene coordination with each of these teams. So with us today we have John Porter, who is the team leader for the drone team. He's probably the leading expert in drones in the county. So he's going to give the presentation here, and I'll stay up here in case we have any questions or anything comes up. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jonathan Porter. I'm a lieutenant with Camden Fire Department, and as Austin said, I am the team leader for the Geauga County drone team. So the drone team started in 2018. Currently, we have 13 FAA Part 107 certified remote pilots. It is an actual FAA certification that we obtained with the FAA. It's a tested licensure. But in total, we have 21 members on the team. That includes sheriff's deputies, firefighters, police officers, and EMA personnel throughout the county. We are available countywide to any public safety agency, and we are also available through mutual aid. We have assisted outside of the county before. But generally, our mission is to enhance public safety and government operations by leveraging unmanned aerial technologies to provide aerial intelligence, search and rescue capabilities, and scene documentation through safe, effective, and compliant UAS operations. So, drones in public safety have ramped up over the last couple of years specifically. Commonly we call them drones, but the technical name would be unmanned aerial systems, or UAS, so the two can be used interchangeably. And the reason being is because they are safer, faster, and smarter than some of the other approaches we've used in the past. We would much rather send a drone into an area that is potentially hazardous to first responders to assess that situation and get a better idea of what we're walking into. We also are able to do things like search areas much quicker, just due to the ability to go over unnavigable terrain and use some of the technology that is attached to these drones, such as thermal imaging, to be able to better discern what we're looking at and speed up our processes. We operate a fleet of 3 different aircraft, and I really truly mean aircraft. They are FAA registered, and we have to operate within the national airspace, so that way we are not interfering with manned aviation. We operate 3 DJI drones. The first one is a Mavic 3T. Has thermal imaging, obstacle avoidance. It's got a 56 times zoom camera and about 30 minutes of flight time. We also have a spotlight that we are able to attach to this to assist with nighttime search and rescue. We have our DJI Avata, which is a smaller drone about yay big. It is flown first person view, so the pilot is actually wearing a headset and holding a controller not dissimilar to a joystick like a fighter pilot would be utilizing. And that is used for interior operations, stuff like tactical situations, SWAT situations, or hazardous material situations where it is not safe to enter that structure, structural collapse, etc. It's a very small and agile aircraft. And then we have our DJI Matrice 30T, which was purchased for us by the Sheriff's Office. We use this for more extended operations. It has a longer battery life, approximately 45 minutes. It's also capable of flying in severe weather, rainstorms, high wind, etc. Due to its size, it's able to withstand that better. And it has a 200 times zoom, so to give you an example from Chardon or from here at the county area, we can look to our Easton C. Perry nuclear power plant and look to the west and see the Cleveland skyline and fill the screen with that, just to give you an idea of that level of zoom. It features a drop kit and a spotlight, so again, we can use that for nighttime search and rescue, but also if we have something that we need to drop to somebody, whether it's a life preserver or a tourniquet, a cell phone to communicate with somebody, we have that capability. It also features a laser rangefinder, which helps us map out paths for our responders to get to someone who's, say, missing in the woods or what have you. We can take all those aircraft and we can live stream them back to our responders' cell phones, iPads, computers, and that gives them a current view of what that emergency scene looks like from the air. Manned aviation is an extremely expensive operation to maintain, and these smaller drones allow public safety to put an air asset into their operations at a much more approachable price point. Here's an example of some of the mission types that we go on. Missing person search is one of the most common. We also do suspect search as well. Criminal investigations, tactical support, hazardous material incidents, scene documentation, natural disaster assessment, water rescue, event overwatch, and structured fires. And these are all call types that we have assisted on within the last 2 years. Here's a couple of examples from real call-outs that we have had. This was a missing person in Munson Township. The area was initially searched and no findings were made just due to the amount of brush that was in the area. This vehicle had actually exited the roadway and was a considerable distance off the road. It was not visible from the road. There was no way that the responders could see it from the roadway. But utilizing these air assets, we were able to locate the vehicle and locate the person that was still inside of it and get them medical treatment. That was back in November of 25. So here what you see is actually the thermal view. You have a deputy who's making his way through that tall brush. The brush was above our heads. To that vehicle to make contact with the individual. We are live streaming that back to other responders, and we're also in contact with him on the radio to be able to direct him in and notify him, hey, it's another 10 feet, or someone's getting out of the vehicle, whatever is necessary. It's a view that he would not have had without these assets. This is actually from the MK Hardwoods fire just the other day in Middlefield. On the right, you can see these are actually the same video happening at the same time. The right is the optical camera, so a normal view camera we would expect. The left is the thermal camera. And what you can see is due to the high amount of smoke from this fire, visibility was very difficult for the crews on that ladder company to be able to direct their hose stream most efficiently, put it on the hottest parts of that fire. But because of the drone being in the air and the thermal view that we had and us being able to share that live stream directly with the operators of that ladder truck, they were able to adjust their hose stream and hit the hottest parts of the fire. This was a missing hunter back on Memorial Day. It's kind of difficult to see currently, but somewhere in there is the hunter, and we will zoom in here shortly. This gentleman was not able to make his way out of the area that he was in. He required rescue, but first we needed to locate where he was at, somewhere within a approximately 2-3 square mile area. Utilizing the drones, we were able to locate him. We located his position. We were able then to scan the area, see what terrain features there were, and be able to put the best foot forward when it came to a rescue mission for him, which ended up being a water rescue, which you will see here shortly. We also were able to identify some obstacles, such as this beaver dam that rescuers came upon, and because of knowing those obstacles, we were able to coordinate, help coordinate other units to different areas to rescue this individual. This started as a welfare check in Aquila Village by the Sheriff's Office that ended up turning into a suspect search. The individual ended up having warrants and had taken off on foot. Originally, we searched the area, deputies had searched the area. They believed that they had him in a certain area, but we were able to get the drone up in the air and actually pinpoint his location. You can kind of see, well, right here is that individual hiding in tall grass, again above his head, something that from the roadway the deputies would not have been able to see. And because we were able to locate him, we were able to put the drone overhead. He didn't know per se that we were there, and if he decided to take off, we could direct deputies to which direction he was heading. We directed them in, walked them down the path and said, all right, turn to your left and start into the woods, and we're able to make contact with him and take him into custody. Now, there are no current plans for a program like this in Geauga County. However, this is the path that public safety is taking with drones. This is something called a Drone as First Responder program. And the idea here is that when a 911 call comes in, a drone that is positioned somewhere within the response area in a dock would take off and fly directly to that emergency scene. One has the benefit of being able to go directly to the scene and not have to deal with traffic, but two, because it is already out there in the field, it's going to have a quicker response. And it's live streaming data back to first responders to give them a better idea of what they are approaching when they get to the scene. When I first started giving these kinds of presentations, I would have told you that this is well off into the future. But the state of Ohio just put out a grant last year that's allowing 9 different communities to put these into these programs into service. And then there are another 9 that I know of locally that are starting up operations within the next year and a half. So this is an example of one out of it's Irving Police Department in Texas.
The Drone First Responder Program provides that real-time information for that officer when they're responding to that scene.
We have 3 of these drone docks deployed around our city. We can get them deployed in as little as 45 seconds once the officer receives the phone call.
The radar itself allows us to see where those planes, the helicopters, and the other crewed aircraft are.
Sometimes we're already up going to another call for service, and once that's cleared, the drone's still up, and it sees another call in the area, we can respond to that call and clear it out.
That extra piece allows us to stay in the air longer, but also it might provide a different perspective with having multiple drones on a very critical incident, like a barricaded person, shots fired, those dangerous calls for service.
During our testing phases, we actually had a drone respond to a man with a gun call. When the drone arrived on scene, we were able to find out that we had a juvenile.
Our trained pilots, who are officer sworn officers, recognize that that weapon may be a BB gun.
So he was able to relay that to incoming responding units.
Drop it! Drop it! Put it on. Okay, put it on the ground. It allowed, in my mind, to protect not only the officers from that response, but also having the potential of saving that individual's life. our tactical drone program and our drone first responder program, we have policies and procedures in place to help protect the rights of privacy for you and for all of our community.
Whenever officers send the drone to a call, it'll fly autonomously, it'll fly straight up, it'll fly straight to the call for service. And once the drone arrives at the call for service, the camera can then be tilted down.
It's not used to spy or surveil on our community. It's an opportunity for us to get to our location and provide the help that is so vitally necessary at that time for that call for service.
So if you think of larger agencies such as like LAPD or someone who maintains a manned aviation unit, this allows smaller agencies to be able to have that kind of a response to incidents throughout their jurisdiction. Imagine, if you will, there is a 911 call that comes in for a reported structure fire. And at the time that that 911 call comes in, let's say it takes the dispatcher 15 seconds to determine the address and put that in the computer. That drone can immediately take off from the nearest dock, respond directly to the scene, and get eyes on the incident before those firefighters are on scene. So that way, instead of having a playbook of if this, then that actions for when that crew gets on scene, they actually can see the conditions, they can see that there is a victim, that the fire is in this corner of the house, etc., and have a better plan as soon as they arrive on scene. So that is where these programs are moving towards the future. That is all I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, great presentation. Thank you for sharing all of that. How did you get into this, Jonathan? What was like? What's your experience? What's your training so that you can be the premium expert on drones in the county?
So I'm a firefighter paramedic, so public safety. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. I was in the military when I deployed to Afghanistan. There was a drone set up next to my clinic that I was working out of. Got interested in that, purchased a drone as soon as I got home, started messing around with that. Saw that there was a definite use case for drones in public safety, and this was 2018. In 2023, I attended a public safety drone class as this was starting to ramp up more and more and more. And then at that point, I joined the Geauga County drone team. And then in 2024, I took over as a team leader and have continued to try to educate myself, work with local coordination groups, and attend classes, seminars, etc., to keep pushing this as an asset through the county.
Thank you.
I have a question on the person that was in the woods hunting
Yes.
Memorial Day weekend. What was he hunting?
I believe it was the last day of turkey, but do not quote me on that.
Okay. I think you're right.
Okay.
Turkey hunting. Any questions from the audience? Oh, we have one.
You work in conjunction with the drone van that's in South Russell Village right now.
So, yeah, that is Valley Enforcement Group's drone team. I'm actually a member of that team as well through my full-time job at the Solon Fire Department. But yes, that is another local drone team that is within the county, covers much of the Chagrin Valley area. And if needed, we can operate in conjunction with each other. We actually utilize a lot of the same software, so if there was an incident where both teams were required, we can hop right onto the same mission set that they have, same with them to us, and there's perfect interoperability.
What does South Russell Village Police do in conjunction with the drone van? Are they just keep it there, or do they work with it too?
They own that van, and then it operates as part of their council of governments.
To Geauga County,
It is,
South Russell Village?
no, it operates under Valley Enforcement Group's team, which includes their SWAT team, their missing persons unit, and the drone team, and I believe accident investigation unit as well.
So if there's any questions, I could ask Chief Russo, and he could give me some information on it, which I would imagine.
He would be the gentleman to speak with.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you so much.
Excellent report.
I feel like we should ask you a question, Austin, just because you came up here.
I'm still here.
Well, do think of something.
All right.
Okay. Item 19, board discussion.
Yes, the fair, which is going to be upon us before we know it. We wanted to just get some input from the board on if you have any thoughts about, we're back to just the Bell Building. You know, we're constantly looking to evolve how we do things, what the schedule looks like as far as occupying the building. If we have a certain day that's like elected officials day, where the public knows that you're all there and you can ask, you know, Q&A. Christy had some great ideas also. So just a discussion with you so we can try to move forward with, you know, scheduling and making sure that we have the proper coverage to meet our contractual obligations. And then just seeing if there's things that we can do differently that are maybe a bit more organized as it relates to the building. You know, we talk a lot in session about the public wanting to understand, you know, I was kind of having a play on words with Chris the other day. I said, you know, like red, white, and blue, what does Geauga do for you? You know, these are really kind of back to the basics, like what does the average citizen get for county government, and how can we structure a thing like the fair that's very well attended to maybe meet some of those things that the public is asking for in terms of what you do for them. So just food for thought, certainly open to ideas on how we can do that even better this year. Christy, do you have anything?
We were talking about maybe putting out a survey to the departments and to the elected officials on like the interest of who might want to be in there. And that's where we were tossing around the idea of a Geauga County Department Day or an elected official day. And then that would be like the highlight in the building for that day. And have you all take turns, you know, signing up for time slots throughout the day to be able to talk to those going through the building. In addition to the normal overall theme, seems to be a red, white, and blue theme with the fair this year with America's 250, and keeping that in line with, you know, the theme for the building of having a red, white, and blue presence with decorations and that kind of stuff, as well as the displays that would be put up throughout the building.
That all sounds good to me.
Survey sounds good.
Yeah, see what the interest is. I mean, I don't want to like force people to work if they don't want to, but I mean, I personally find it, I think it's fun. I enjoy doing that, so I wouldn't want it to be like a punishment that people feel like they have to do their little slot, but to the extent that that's something others enjoy doing, I think we should incorporate.
Into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we probably should think about some sort of giveaway too. It seems like that's often how you get people in, and then maybe you have a more interesting conversation after that.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for that. Anything else for board discussion?
Yes, I'm curious that, well, if there could there be more discussion on the Lake Geauga Recovery Program, that they bought a house in Chardon City, and I'm always ready to give them our promise, literally is for $50,000 to help them pay for that house that they're purchasing. They purchased it off of St. Mary's Church, so it used to be the old rectory. So, any thoughts on that? Because I haven't received any phone calls or emails negative in the village, so, or the city, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we put that matter to rest already.
Well,
I like your enthusiasm though, Commissioner.
well, that's what this money is for, the National Opioid Litigation Settlement, and anytime that we can better somebody's life that is from Geauga County, that they want to get back into society and have a employment, place to live, and transportation. And this $50,000 from the opioid settlements, I think this is a worthwhile cause.
So I think this is a great opportunity because we spoke last week with Christine Lacomiac. Since this is the first year of really making moves with expending the opioid funds, that obviously our process is going to need to be kind of revisited periodically. So we're at about the 6-month mark since we put out the RFP, roughly. She'd like to come back next week, which we're planning on doing, to kind of just talk about the process. You know, is there a desire after 6 months for, multiple RFP rounds? Are we going to stick to the once a year? We do have, Christy, right, about 23,000 left of the 100. So what would you like to do with that? So that might be a great opportunity to talk about your desire to put the 50K, which would be over and above the 100. But I think the floor and the appetite is definitely, from her standpoint, I don't want to speak for her, but just the general gist of that conversation is, the MOU was a start to spending the funds, not very aggressively, but just getting some momentum and putting the money in good places. There's questions like, does it all go towards programmatic needs, like programs, or should there be a nice split between programs and equipment, such as defibrillators or other tools that are available to save lives from the first responder standpoint? So I think next week will be a really good discussion, and should encompass some of the things that you want, Commissioner Dvorak.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
We'll keep the ball rolling with that topic.
Yes.
So, any more discussion about anything? Good?
Nothing.
Okay. Item 20.
Okay, public comment. Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name and township or municipality, and you'll have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and are kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct.
I have one person signed up, Howard from South Russell. You have 3 minutes.
Howard, South Russell. NOACA. Anybody talk to NOACA this week? Carolyn?
Not this week.
I don't think Ralph did either. Jim, did you talk to NOACA and Mrs. Galucci this week?
No.
Why not? We're $30 million in gas tax going every year for the past 20 or 30 years. Don't people care? Do the newspapers care? Anastasia, did you ask the question of your editor as where the money is going? Allison, did you ask information from
Not talk to
Mr.
the
Karlovic?
reporters during public comment.
It's public comment.
Well, it's not harass the reporters' time. You can talk to us, but
This is public comment. They're here for a reason, Carolyn. They're here to find out what's going on in Geauga
I don't want to
County.
discourage the reporters from being here.
I've already talked to you. And can you tell us here if there was any feedback from Mr. Karlovic or your editor? Has anybody ever been from one of the newspapers downtown to NOACA meeting?
He should not be, he doesn't get to do whatever he wants in 3 minutes, and he shouldn't be harassing our reporters who are here with our First Amendment rights.
Anastasia, truthfully, am I harassing you? No. Allison, am I harassing you?
But I already talked to you about it.
You've already talked to her about
I've
it?
already talked to you about it.
Oh, I know, but I'm not harassing you. I don't bring it in and make a big deal out of it, do I? Do I? If I do, please tell everybody here that I've been bothering you. Am I bothering you? And am I bothering anybody else here in this building? Thank you very much. I'll be here next week.
It's always nice to see you.
Grace will be here.
And I hope you had a great 4th of July weekend.
I always do.
Great. Anybody else, public comment? Public comment is closed. And we'll move to the next item, 21.
21, the Department on Aging is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment of a public employee pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
Second. And who will be in there?
It will be myself, Director Bolt, Deputy County Administrator Mark Jimison, and that is all. That is all.
We got to do a roll call vote, Commissioner.
Yes, roll call.
Commissioner Brinkley. Aye.
I have you in at 10:50.
We were just hung out here until